Hi Teddy, belated welcome to GRA 220. This will be some video feedback for you on the print ad. Now I noticed that you submitted a PNG and it's very competent, but I may not be able to open it up in Illustrator to see your layer structure. So before the end of the term, in the final, when you move things around, make sure that you provide the original Illustrator file. So, but having said all that, you have a nice collection of ingredients. I like the water to beach transition in the background photo, and you have a good start on typography. So here's the PNG. I've opened it up, and there's a lot of typography. And there's, I would consider visual hierarchy. In other words, what do you want the viewer to see first? What do you want them to see next? And so forth. And you might consider limiting the number of sizes. This is a lot of all caps to use. I like it when it's letter spaced like this, but I think it's less successful, when it's not letter spaced. So maybe these letter spaced all capped headlines, and maybe this could be upper and lower case, just suggesting. It's like tone of voice. Or do you remember flaming when something, when you're text messaging somebody and it used all caps? I think it still has that connotations, at least in a contemporary setting. Think about axes that you can organize things on. This is kind of flush right. This is flush left. That's okay, but maybe there's a vertical axis form here that you could move this over and align it on. Try to find maybe one or two vertical or horizontal axes that you can hang type or imagery on, and take a look at the rule of thirds, commonly used in photography and videography. All right. I think it's very successful where it bleeds, and you might consider moving these images over so that they bleed as well, this one too. I know it's tempting to use a band to divide space, but think if there's some other way that you can do the same thing if you want to separate or highlight this particular information. In general, I would try to consolidate your contact information, make it a little bit more discrete, and think about contrast to scale in your typography. So if you only use, say, 3 variations of type, that means, includes bold or italic or all caps, and maybe 2 sizes, maybe you can get this on a single line, or think about a QR code, which is probably a more visual and contemporary way of indicating contact information. You can generate a dummy code if you go that route. And take a look at professional resort and leisure ads to get some idea about how they handle the typography. Teddy, when I open your PNG in Illustrator, I don't see your layers. I'm assuming that you have them. This should be done in Illustrator, as I mentioned before, but don't let that diminish your great accomplishment here. Okay, I'm going to leave it here after having looked at it here in Illustrator. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.